Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to school. It's our first day back today, and we are going to hop right into math. So I hope you had a wonderful holiday break. I'm super happy that we're back at school. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we are on page 805 for lesson 14.1 today. So we're only going to be doing 2 lessons from chapter 14, but it's very important information that we're going to use for our next chapter as well. So let's just make sure that we're listening and we're following directions. And I would highly recommend doing your homework pages today and tomorrow, definitely. Like I said, just because this is a newer concept, so I just really want to make sure that we understand it to our fullest ability. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Our first things first, I need to write my name. Your first name should have a capital letter to start with lowercase to finish. And your last name should have a capital letter to start and lowercase letters to finish. Now, it is third quarter, which means that we're really going to try to focus mainly on the way that we're writing our letters, making sure that we're not practicing any reversals. So let's just make sure that all of our letters are written correctly, okay? All right. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky to give an example of because I actually cannot find my cubes, but I know the sizing of them, so we're just going to kind of act like I have them. So Marta makes a cube train with 4 cubes. Is her cube train bigger or smaller than the crayon? So the cubes are about this size. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So does it look like it's bigger or smaller than the crayon? Yeah, I would say it's a little bit bigger. Now let's do one over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now is that one bigger or smaller than the pencil? Yes, definitely. And then it wants us to talk about it. So how exactly can we find that out? Well, if you look at the way that this starts and where it ends, we've got a lot more boxes than we do for space of the crayon. Now, if you look here from start to finish, after the blocks finish, you still have some pencil left over. So that's how you know that the pencil is going to be bigger than your cube boxes. These are supposed to be Unifix cubes, so bear with me as I try to find them post-Christmas break. All right. So let's go ahead and hop right into a guided practice. So it says, have students mark an X on the shorter object. So if you would like to use a crayon for this to make it a little bit more fun, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to use an orange crayon, and I'm going to mark an X on the shorter object. Now the directions down here, normally an adult would help you read, but I want you to circle the word shorter. This means that we're looking for the one that's littler. So as you can see, they already have an X, but let's make sure that they're correct. I'm going to look at this crayon and this crayon. Now, even if you tilted it this way to kind of help you, if you had 2 crayons stuck next to each other, so perfect example, I have a little broken crayon, and then I've got a really nice orange crayon. So you can kind of see which one would be bigger. This one would be bigger, which means this one is smaller. So we're going to put an X on the shorter object. All right, draw a circle around the taller object. So circle taller. And we're looking for one that maybe an adult would sit in. So for example, this almost kind of reminds me of Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. So this might look like Baby Bear's chair, and that certainly looks like it might be Papa Bear's chair. So it would be taller, so we're going to put a big circle around that one. Beautiful. Now the words that I circled here are characteristics or they're traits of an object. So the trait of this object is that it's shorter than the other one. The trait of this object means that it's taller than the other one. Very nice. Give your paper a flip, and let's read along for instructions for number 3. We're going to draw a circle around the longer object or underline the objects if they are the same length. We haven't had that before where they're the same, but let's look at number 3. What objects do we have first off? Yep, we've got pencils. So it wants us to draw a circle around the longer one or underline if they're the same. They look pretty similar to me, so I'm going to underline my pencils. Very nice. All right, number 4. Draw a circle around the object. Draw a circle around the longer object or underline the objects if they are the same length. All right, I've got a leaf and it looks like a little twig. I would probably say this one's a little bit longer. Would you agree with me? Awesome. Go ahead and circle the longer object, so the leaf. Awesome job. Nice job, kiddos. All right, on number 5, a high five. We're going to mark an X on the shorter object or underline the objects if they are the same height. I'm going to mark an X on the shorter. So shorter means the littler of the two. So I've got one here and one here. Can you point to the one that you think might be shorter? If you pointed on this one, kiss your brain. Nice job. Go ahead and mark an X on that base. And coffee cup number 6, Miss Neiman's favorite, we're going to mark an X on the shorter object or underline the objects if they're the same. So very similar to the pencils, I've got 2 of the same. So I'm going to go ahead. See, I just broke this crayon too. I tell you. 1, 2. Alrighty, kiddos. Page 808. We're going to go over the directions for this. And then I will leave you be to do it all on your own. So number 7, we're going to mark an X on the shorter object and draw a circle around the longer object. So we're no longer only doing one thing. We're looking for 2 characteristics and we're going to mark them accordingly. So we're going to mark an X on the shorter object and draw a circle around the longer. You're going to do that for number 8 as well. For number 9, you're going to draw an object that is shorter than the cube tower. And number 10, you're going to draw an object that is the same length as the spoon. All right. As always, there is homework on page 809 and 810. If you do that, that would be awesome. Like I said, a little extra practice just because it's new. It's honestly, to me, it's a little bit fun trying to find the characteristics of 2 different items and comparing them or finding their differences. So anyway, that's all I've got for you today. So happy Monday. We're so happy to be back in school. Stay healthy, and we will talk to you soon. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns or anything, okay? All right. Have a great day, guys.